It's like some of like the weirdest things you've had to do, or some out there designs.
There's a few of them.
I'm so curious.
So I feel like Joey asked me about this in a previous encounter, and I see the problem is like, of course I don't want to like out anybody.
No, totally understandable. I mean,
Yeah, because you're gonna say like a particular tattoo or a tattoo art, and you're like, wait, I'm the one with that.
I don't have to say the person's name, but if I say a person came and got multiple midget pygmy pegacorns with fat bellies,
Well, I'm sorry, what is that?
they're gonna be like, wait, what?
no, there could be multiple people with that one. You know, it could be anyone.
That was one guy. Came multiple times.
That guy knows what he likes. He knows what he likes.
He did. He knew what he wanted. And, you know, I remember like I did this tattoo to spec. This is, by the way, like really early in my career. So I didn't really know how to like kind of steer people or set up boundaries or tell people no, or make even suggestions to like steer them.
Yeah.
So at first he was like, oh, I like want this Pegasus. I'm like, oh, well, okay, I can do a Pegasus, whatever, you know? So, but then it kind of morphed. He's looking at the design. He's like, no, like, can you make her like fatter? And I'm like, yeah. And like, by the way, like, I practiced drawing a lot, but like I'd never drawn a horse before. Like
It's a hard thing to draw.
it is hard to draw.
Notoriously hard to draw.
So I'm like looking at all these reference book of horses. It's like 3 a.m. I'm like crying. I've got
And you're like trying to make it fatter. It's
With
like
pencils.
whiplash, fatter.
and I go into a weird place. And so like I bring this thing into him and I'm showing it to him and he does the thing where I'm like, okay, man. And he's like, yeah, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you too. Here's your drawing. And then they do the thing where they're like, and you're like, oh no. Oh no.
The cogs are turning.
Yes.
I thought I was going to get out of here at 6 p.m. today. Now it's never right. And
no.
yeah. And so like, it just kind of went on. And like, finally, like I finished this tattoo. He was like really happy with it. I came in the next day. There was like, we had answering machines back then at the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's like what you see in like exposition in movies, this little flashing light.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you have 67 new messages.
Oh no.
And yeah, this guy was like, it's not right. This is not what I asked you for. I need you to change it. And I'm like, boop, next message. And he's like, no, this isn't right. And I'm like,
oh no.
and I'm sitting there and there was another person in the shop and we're sitting there like looking at the answering machine like,
Are all these messages from him?
I suddenly felt like not safe. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and we're like these dudes that are covered in tattoos hanging out in this tattoo shop. And you thought the Yakuza was scary. I was like, what is going on? Like, so, you know, we're skipping ahead on the messages.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was all that. And so like, he wanted me to see if I could like, just like enlarge the tattoo somehow or like add more of them. Like it was sort of this environment too, where like, we weren't really like allowed to say no to customers. Right. We kind of had to do something to make them happy. And so like I ended up doing like a lot of tattoos on this person. Some of my clients, if they're listening to this podcast, are going to know like this story's got lore. Like this,
He's like known. This guy's known.
Yeah. Oh man. Like, but it's a judgment-free zone.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And you know, I do a lot of crazy things.
And I imagine as well, that's just people like, you know, obviously your artwork is amazing and what you do is extremely beautiful. But I imagine there are just some people who just regret it, right? Like it's generally a permanent thing. And I'm sure people get it and it looks amazing, but they're like,
I think for this dude, he just wasn't satisfied and wanted more. And eventually he did completely fill up his entire.
Right. With fat horses?
Yeah.
That sounds like some kind of.
Pegasus.
Yeah,
this
please.
sounds like some kind of like biblical curse. Like,
I mean,
another one. More.
I need 67 fat
like a
pegacorns in my
German
body.
kid time story. Don't be like Gunther the Pegasus man.
And there was
you mustn't have more of the Pegasus or to take over. Sorry.
there were other odd signs too.
Yeah.
Like he would always, you know, like once in a while they'll change the money. Like they'll cycle out the old money and they'll cycle the new money. And like he would always pay with like money that was from like 2 cycles ago.
Oh, wow.
So it'd be like this money that was like minted in like the 70s.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Time traveler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we all had theories in the studio. We started generating theories. So after a while, like, you know, on the third or fourth time, I was just like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like you always pay with these, you know,
Yeah.
old
Old
bills.
money. Yeah.
His expression, like the color drained out of his face. And he's just like, I can explain. You see, there's a reason. And I was like, oh,
It's cool. It's
no,
cool.
man,
man.
you know, I was just shooting the breeze, you know,
yeah.
just having it. And he's like, no, there's a reason.
Okay.
I can explain it. And I'm like, dude, it's totally cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, like he was, and so he leaves.
Yeah.
Right.
And I come in the next day, and me and my buddy are standing behind the counter again.
Yeah.
And then, you know, getting the shop ready.
Yeah.
Look at the answering machine.
Oh my God.
The lights blinking
Right.
very fast.
That's so scary.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, you know, this is not throwing shade.
Yeah.
But, you know, you asked. I mean, I tried to just pick one.
That's your fault.
I tried to,
just genuinely curious.
I'm
Yeah.
merely relaying information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're being rude
No,
at
no,
all.
no.
Yeah.
I just had to pick one off the top of the pile, and like, yeah, I mean, that one took the
Yeah.
cake for
You
sure.
have a public and customer facing, you know, job.
Yeah.
So I think you will, you know, any job where you interact with customers on a regular basis, you're going to have some people who are, you know, a little bit more unusual.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's a unique Pokemon.
Yeah,
man. Like
yeah,
sometimes you get a rare one, and like, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I just had a flashback. You telling that story, I had a flashback of that scene from The Country for Old Men. It's just like, oh, your license plate is from out of state.
What business is it of yours where I'm from? Call it. That guy had such an epic haircut.
I love that haircut.
I love that haircut on Anton Chigurh. Like, I wish I could do that with my hair. It's never happened.
Only he can pull it off in that movie.
I think I read somewhere, I saw in like a podcast or something that like he did it on like a dare or something. There was some kind of like story about it that like he normally didn't have a haircut like that, but he did it for
Right.
the show.
Right.
Yeah,
It works.
yeah, no one's pulled it off since.
Yeah. So you also must have lived through the big earthquake as well.
I did indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that like living as a foreigner in Japan back then?
So we were in Osaka, but we felt it, which was crazy because I
right.
remember, you know, there's like different kinds of like waves.
Yeah.
and, like,
yeah.
It was the kind where like everybody we were standing at the counter. It was like me and like a client, and like all of a sudden we just started to feel like kind of like ill. And of course, you know, oh, maybe I'm just, you know, still drunk from last night.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
perfectly plausible. But no, it was just like, no, the building's like moving like this.
Yeah.
And like, that's a long way away from Tohoku
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we felt it. And yeah, so we did live through that earthquake, and there was a lot of people who, I'll relay a story of something that was really cool. There's a tattoo artist named Hori Ren. So she's one of my senpai, and she did this thing where she got a bunch of like biker dudes together, other tattooers. She went around to some of these places that were decimated, and like, she's really interested in like Japanese culture and things like that, and especially things like the Matsuri, which really like ties people to their land and their place. And like people lost like their temples and their danjiris, and she went back and like she painted like screens and danjiris and things to like kind of help get those festival things like up and running again for
Right.
people. Like people really reached out in ways that I thought was like really amazing. It was really inspiring. I think that was my big takeaway from Tohoku. Wasn't just like that it was a disaster and that everyone was losing their mind, but that people really reached out. And,
Want to help out.
Yeah. It was really the moment where like the entire country was just like, let's set aside any differences that might arise. Like, this is a time where we all need to just like be together and just like be there to support people. Cause, you know, I think especially in Japan, like living here, like you see that happening in another part of the country and you're like, that could happen here next at any time.
Yeah.
So I think people become like even more like, you know, community driven and sympathetic when they see something like that happening. You know, like it happened recently with like the Noto Hanto earthquake as well, right? Like people from all over the country are like, yeah, I mean, shit, that could happen at my home anytime. So like I need to be there for my fellow man, you know?
No, absolutely.
So it was super cool to see, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you know, we're right next to Kobe. They had the Hanshin earthquake back when I was in high school. I remember that like made the news in the United States. You'd see like the highways had like toppled over.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy.
Yeah.
So it was good to see that people had like learned a lot of lessons from that earthquake in terms of like preparation.
I mean, that changed. I think that Kobe one was one that I could be wrong, but changed all the
building
building
Yep.
codes.
But at the same time, I mean, what's really sad about it is like you see some of the footage from that earthquake, the Tohoku earthquake, and a lot of these buildings, the earthquake has just happened and these buildings are still standing, but then the tsunami comes and you just can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Like, I mean, people, are always going to try to point fingers and say this or that, but it's like, you can't stand against
Mother Earth.
certain, yeah.
You can try to live with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
We are
attempt
at its
it.
mercy at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately, Japan is not great located.
Yeah.
I mean, come from the UK where we have literally nothing.
Yes.
Maybe some light flooding, but that's it.
Yeah. In the UK, your biggest threat is man.
Yeah.
I feel.
Teenagers
food,
with
the
knives.
Food, yeah.
It's like there's nothing.
Yeah.
You just get very used to like, I can just put that thing on that cupboard there dangling off. It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yes.
I mean, same thing in Australia as well, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Australia has nothing as
Yeah.
well, right?
Exactly.
I thought Australia had all sorts of things.
Well, they
that
got
could
the
kill you.
animals, didn't you?
Well, we got animals and bushfires. So, those are bad, obviously. But, we don't have to ever worry about, earthquakes. Even though, apparently last year, there was a pretty big quake in Melbourne.
Really?
Yeah, just randomly. And I'm like, oh, good. Another thing to add to our list.
Just
We're
toss
already-
it on the heap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where are you from in the States originally?
So I'm actually from Minnesota. in the United
Oh.
States. Yeah.
Midwestern.
Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest.
Oh,
yeah,
Minnesota.
definitely. I have not been there in a long time, but
Yeah, I was going to say, because you've been in Japan for over half your life now. Right?
yeah, I crossed the dreaded halfway.
So, I mean, at what point are you like, I'm more Japanese than American in a sense, where you like your mindset at least?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm always going to be me no matter
Of course,
where I
of course,
go,
of course.
But, in terms of culture and stuff, I mean, it's weird. I think when I left America originally, I was like, man, screw this place. It sucks. Everyone sucks. I hate America. And then after I lived here for a while, then I went back to America. I'm like, America's awesome. People are smoking weed and there's Mexican food. And people are so fucking nice. Americans are so friendly.
Yeah.
It was blowing my mind. I mean,
It
then
does
again,
make you appreciate the things that you took for
Yeah.
granted, right?
oh,
Totally.
for sure.
Yeah.
But then after a couple weeks in America, I come back to Japan. I'm like, oh, the trains are on time. People are polite when
Yes.
Yeah.
when they put my food in front of me. This is great.
I had to do my visa stuff today, and I had to get a picture taken. And I just remember one time I wanted to get a picture taken in the UK. It was a fucking ball ache to find a place to do it. But
Really?
in Tokyo, you just there's a booth everywhere.
Yeah.
Every station
Most
is a booth.
stations, yeah.
You're like, damn, this is so convenient. We should have this.
What was it like getting your photo taken at the UK?
UK, well, there was nowhere near me. I had to call up a photo store, but they only spoke Chinese. But you just make it work, and I remember I was 19, and I'm just trying to be photo, passport, okay, this is it, and then they're just no, you just sit
But then
there.
somehow
You just get it. You get it.
Yeah.
You don't mind because you're just they'll get it done.
they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But this was in London.
I thought it was in Wales.
No,
I
this
was
is London. This is the only one near me. There was no photo booth that was that wasn't immediately near me.
Right.
But I was like, oh, it's a store in my area. There's photos. And they advertised online. They did it. And they
Yeah.
just, it happened to be the worker who was there just didn't speak a word of English. In Wales, I think you had to go to a Boots or something.
Yeah,
but it's you have to drive and it's a bit of a pain. It's a thing you have to plan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whereas in Japan, it's a lot of these things you take for granted that you're
I'll just do it. Yeah.
oh, well, when I'm on my way to my thing, I'll just, and that's
It's,
one
it's
thing.
normally
I noticed.
post office or Boots or a
Yeah.
very specific post office as well. Not everyone.
Yeah, not everyone has one.
Yeah, not everyone.
I think the convenience of Tokyo
Oh
is
my God.
insane
Yeah,
to me.
unparalleled.
After
It is.
20ish years in Osaka,
Yeah.
and our studio is located pretty much right next to Shinjuku.
Yeah.
It's 5 minutes from the station.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's I can just go to Tokyo Hands. I can just go to Fran and look at soap bottles. I can do anything.
You can get any type of
Yeah.
food or cuisine.
Yeah, it's
pretty
5
much.
a.m. and I can still get food. That's awesome.
Did you ever consider going back to the US at all? Or was it just, once you found your footing here, you were like, this is it?
I think when the stuff was going down with the legal stuff
Yeah,
here
the
in
legal
Japan,
stuff.
and then around that time, I think Obama was the president. They were legalizing weed. I was like,
That's what would have got you back over.
I can stay here and be a social pariah and go to jail, or be an art hero and smoke weed and live in California. And I was like, but then I'm glad I stayed because now I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
America took some turns this decade.
It's a very different country now.
Yeah, no country for old men, one might say.
As they say.
Or a country run only by old men.
Yeah.
Said another way, yeah.